So how to fucking sell water to fish? What a stupid title. 5 quick, easy concepts.
Okay, so basically, we're going over sales techniques. You know, like we've said before, right? If you're an entrepreneur, or you own a business, or you want to own a business, you better buck up and learn how to sell stuff, because it's just part of the game.
It's across the board. That's B2B. It's B2C.
What do you mean when you say that? So B2B.
So B2B. So if Tees and Polishek, we are a service. We have to go after clients. We have to set up the meeting. Once we are there, we are selling them. We are salesmen. We are selling ourselves to companies. Selling our team, selling our tactics.
So business to business, right? B2B.
Absolutely.
And then B2C is business to consumers. Yeah.
That one, especially what's so great about that, is so broad. You can get creative with that.
We're a little bit of both, right?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. We can become a salesman online. You know, we have our tactics for our comments, our gimmicks to our link clicks.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We're salesmen all over the place.
You have to be. And the thing is in this, when you become a good salesman, I think whether it's based on commission or you're selling your own product, look, to be honest, no other salary position, if you get good at it, you can make more money in it than any other salary position or any other position, just because you can there is no cap like a salary. There is no cap like anything else. It's just as much as you sell, you make. So
you can get so good you can sell water to fish.
Bingo.
Here we are.
Bingo. All right, made the full circle.
So,
all right, so let's go over the first one. So basically what we did is we took 5 core concepts that we both believe are very, very important when it comes to selling. The first one is confidence. A couple of these, you gotta bear with us. A couple of these sound cliche, but sometimes there's a lot of true meaning in cliches. So confidence. So what do we mean by confidence? Why do you need confidence? And why is the confident jerk going to sell more than the insecure nerd? Even if the nerd, or the maybe that's the wrong term, the geek, is smarter. the fucking, you know what I mean though. So why can an asshole? And there's actually a very good scene, if you've ever seen the movie The Big Short, but they go into this town where, you know, it's just foreclosure central, and there's these couple of jackasses, you know, and they're just slicked back hair suits, and but they're selling like crazy. What they're selling is insurance like crazy, you know. And
okay.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. And it's just like, so why can that image, why can they sell? And I think that's confidence, right?
Okay, I just kind of thought of this off the cuff.
Of course.
So confidence is essentially the almost fake it till you make it. That's exactly, fake it till you make it is confidence.
Yeah.
That's really what it is.
It's
really, you're not faking anything. You are just portraying yourself in a light where you are convincing the consumer that you know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Because if you're coming off as you're unsure within yourself, I already don't want it. I'm already unsure, and if I see this guy's unsure, I'm definitely not going to want it.
You have to, at the end of the day, remember, selling is, what are we doing? Nobody will buy anything unless they want to buy it, right? That's another key concept in selling. So you have to make them want to buy it, right? It's almost you're not selling them, you want to make them want to buy it. And, you know, there's actually, and this, we were talking about this a little earlier, for in real estate. So I do real estate consulting, and my job is to get people in front of the properties that they potentially want to buy, right? But at the end of the day, even in real estate, I'm not selling property. I'm selling me. I'm selling myself, right? So we were actually talking about this earlier, and you can actually be confident and not know something. So the way, if somebody, because I'm not God, I don't know everything. So if somebody asks me a question, a lot of the times, if I don't know the answer, I will just be 100% honest with it. But I'll look them straight in the eyes, and I'll say, look, my job is to do this, this, and this. But I work with a team. I have a lady who does the finances. I have a lady who does the escrow. I have a lady who does credit. Let me get your question in front of the right person so they can answer it the most effectively. And sometimes I'll even say this, so I don't sit here and bullshit you. But if you do that confidently, it's everything in life. Confidence is so important, because then they trust you more. Really, confidence leads to trust, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Anything else you want to add for confidence? Or?
No.
All right, what about enthusiasm?
So
Why
enthusiasm.
is this
You gotta be careful with enthusiasm because I think it's very easy to go over the top with enthusiasm.
overboard?
There are some salesmen that are too enthusiastic, and you immediately think this guy's a fucking salesman.
Yeah.
Because they're too enthusiastic.
Yeah.
So I think pretty much another good word. So if we had fake it till you make it with confidence, enthusiasm, I think it would be charming.
Bingo.
Be charming.
Bingo.
Come off as funny, as likable, amicable, very friendly, easygoing. So pretty much be someone the consumer wants to be around.
Another way I would put it, I think that's perfect. You said be somebody who the consumer wants to be around. It's kind of like this. You're selling something, you have to be passionate about what you're selling, right? If you were at a holiday party with a bunch of your friends and they ask you, and they hit that chord, right? What's what you're most passionate about? When you talk, like how you talk to your friends at a party, sometimes you just, I lost track of time and I just talked for 5 minutes of how great whatever my passion is. That passion, people love that. People like to hear about, this guy really feels strongly about whatever it is. If you can take that into the salesman aspect, you can sell well. I'm not saying, come to the door and, with fireworks in the background and, a blowhorn and stuff. No, but you got to be passionate about what you're selling, about your subject. So I like that. Be what others would like to be around. Be the person people like to.
Absolutely. Pretty short and sweet.
You said you had mentioned an end goal. What exactly is
so
that?
There's a lot of people who they get too excited. They're talking to their person. They're in their groove. They're thinking, but they forget sight of what they're actually trying to accomplish. So for example, if you're doing a cold call, so I do cold calling for commercial real estate where I'm calling a bunch of owners. Where off the bat it's very easy to get sidetracked again. I go into my enthusiastic, confident kind of pitches where you start befriending the client, and sometimes I forget I'm not trying to sell the building right there on the phone call because I can't. I'm not going to go from this guy. There's a lot of steps.
Yeah.
Sometimes the first step, just for me while cold calling for commercial real estate, is just to get an email. That's it. So my end goal, the large overwhelming aspiration is to sell this building, but the end goal, the point of this phone call is to get an email.
So you got to focus on what you're.
And as long as you know what that is, sometimes you can even frame it differently as far as, I don't want to buy that. So you can say, well, just for your education, if you give me your email, I can just send it to you and you can just see what prices are like in this area. Again, I still accomplished my goal. I didn't sell the building, but I got an email.
And you see what he did is, you pick your battles, right? You're not going to immediately, because when you're on the phone call with somebody, or not just phone call, whether you're in person or whatever, everything that comes out of your mouth, and I always say this in real estate, and even at the office, I've seen other agents do this, and I always tell them, hey, everything that comes out of your mouth should be directed for the goal. So if instead of, the guy says, well, I don't want to buy that, if you start saying, well, you should because this and this, and well, were you crazy, now you're arguing with the person for no reason. It's much easier to remember, if the end goal is that email, it's much easier to just say, well, okay, that's fine, you don't have to buy that, but don't you want to be informed about the area? Let me just send you this over. You can throw it in the trash if you want, but at least you have it. Now you got their email. So instead of pick your battles, pick what you want to
Exactly. Know what you're trying to accomplish, because there's sometimes, again, if I wasn't going for the email, I was trying to, if I lost track of that end goal, I thought I was trying to sell the building over the phone immediately, which again, that's not going to happen. I just lost the opportunity to get an email. Exactly. I lost the value for myself.
Exactly. And you probably pissed off the person in the process. Yeah,
absolutely.
So far we have confidence, enthusiasm, which goes very well. If you're confident in your enthusiasm, not overboard, but if you can just project it, and you can project that confidence enthusiastically at an end goal, that's where we're at so far. I think those are three important ones. The next one's know your business. So this is important. I think a lot of people try to just immediately go into, they'll pick something, especially nowadays with the whole online thing. You can do drop shipping, you can do e-commerce, you can do, just tons. Social media marketing is huge now. People will just go in and, I I did a couple things and I'm ready to go. And I think that's a great attitude. I think you need to, I think we were actually talking about this earlier too, is learn, apply, learn, apply, learn, apply. But you have to continue to learn, because if you don't know your business, somebody's going to ask you something eventually. And it's, you know how life is. Life likes to, excuse the word, but life likes to fuck you. It's probably going to be in your biggest client. They're going to ask you a very important question. You're going to have them on the hook, and then you're going to say, I don't know. And that's going to cost you the deal. So stay on top of your knowledge. That's very important, because if you're selling something to somebody else, you're supposed to be the expert. If not, why are you in the room? If you're not the expert on social media marketing, why the hell would they hire you if they can do it better? So you have to be better somewhat in that area than them. If not, why would they pay you money to do something?
Absolutely. And again, it reflects poorly on you if they ask you a question about your own business. You're sitting there trying to sell your product. If you're a salesman trying to sell something of yours, they say, oh, well, why would that be good, or how can this be applied within a year from now? And you say, or you even hesitate, or you panic, you stutter. Again, that's just showing you don't know your product. Why would I need it if the salesman itself doesn't know it or doesn't need it?
Absolutely. And one more thing I want to say about that is, if you are struggling, right? If you don't have the answer off the top of your head, I will tell you this: silence is better than you stumbling over your words. So I think a lot of people don't like hearing nothing, but it's very important to be able to hear nothing. So if somebody asks you a question and it takes you a couple of seconds to answer it, just stay quiet while you process it in your brain, and then spit out your answer. But I see a lot of people too much go, and then you do this, and then and they say and so many times. Just stay quiet, gather your thoughts, and then spit it out. Because even if your answer is kind of halfway bullshitted, it just projects confidence. That ability you're comfortable with complete silence.
That is such a great tip that so many people really should learn from.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I was
golden.
I was on the phone the other day for real estate, and this lady is in a position where she has to really sell, but she's super emotionally attached to the property. There came a time when she, when I said my whole spiel, this is why you should sell. These are the reasons you're going to make, X amount of dollars, which you can invest later on. And, I said my whole spiel, and I just, I stopped. All right, 20 seconds went by. I didn't say a word. And I actually had an associate, another realtor, and I just put my hand up because we were both on the phone. I said, you just wait, and you just wait. And it actually worked. So, and then she goes, well, that does sound, that makes a lot of sense. And this is what she said. She said, I actually asked you that question. I just wanted to know, I kind of have some information. I've had some background on it. I just wanted to test your knowledge. So there's a real reason. Why did she ask? It's not that she doesn't want to sell. She wants to make sure that you're qualified. So silence is a good tool.
So that kind of covered our...
But let's go for it. So the last one's listen more.
So what Derek did was he listened more. Rather than trying to overspeak, trying to force words into the consumer's mouth, he paused, he listened, he forced the consumer to react.
Yeah.
And so again, once you're able to react to what they're saying, you have a better idea of what your next move should be. Because I know again, this happens in real estate all the time, where if you try to put the answer in their mouth, it's either A, gonna be the wrong answer, they're just gonna agree with you, and it'll be easier for them to dismiss if it's not the real problem.
Absolutely. It's almost like let them sell themselves.
Absolutely.
You give them the information and let them process it in their brain, and then let them, because if you listen more, you can get to the root of what actually is wrong with either your proposal or what they don't like. Because what they're going to tell you, I'm not too interested. Why though? You want to get to that underlying reason. It's too expensive. That's not the underlying reason. There has to be something more. And you can always, if somebody says, well, your product's too expensive, try to listen more. Well, is there, what else? Is there something else? It's probably that they've got a better quote for somebody else. But if you never get to that point, you can't counter and say, well, what did they tell you? Let me see their proposal. I can do better. If you never get there, if you just say, oh, no, it's not too expensive because, I'm offering you this, I'm doing all these things for you. Yeah, well, so is the other guy. And he's charging them $1,000 or $2,000 less. So unless you get to the underlying cause, there's another guy that you've been talking to. He's doing the same thing. His branding is great also, and he's doing it for $1,000 less. Well, now I can say, now I can counter and say, what am I either going to do more or how am I going to undercut the price, you know?
Or even if you are in the type of business where you are attempting to sell more than one time to the same person.
Okay.
Or so I'm going back to commercial real estate, where if someone doesn't like one building and they have a refute as it's too expensive, I can make a note of that, and so next time I can either come with them for a cheaper building or a more affordable building or a building that creates more income for them. So again, just by listening, you're able to again kind of come back, game plan, strategize a little bit more, and have a better refute for them. Just you are better prepared yourself when you know the answers rather than trying to overspeak them.
Selling water to fish, right?
Selling water to fish, man.
All right, so I think that covers our 5 topics pretty well. We do this a lot on Tees and Polishek. I know we talked a lot about real estate. We're both experts in real estate, commercial real estate, residential real estate, but we do a lot of stuff at Tees and Polishek. We do business strategizing, which encompasses a huge range of things. So we do social media marketing, we do online strategizing, offline strategizing. It's just a whole plethora of business knowledge. So if you guys are interested in this, first of all, whether you're on YouTube, VidMe, on our website, hit the subscribe button, because we talk about this all the time. And if you can even just take a little bit of this information and put it into your own business, it's going to improve it. If you want more in-depth content, we also offer a premium newsletter that we send out only to newsletter subscribers. All you do is you sign up with your email, and it gets directed straight to your email, and it's video. Nobody likes to read anymore. It's video. It's all videos.
Yeah, exactly. And again, the subscriber page, that's going to be less of us dicking around, more of us getting straight to the point. This is the raw content of just actual applicable strategies, tactics, how to grow your business psychology, business marketing, social media marketing.
Yeah.
So it's going to be, again, a whole plethora of just content.
If you're tired of looking at our faces, that's a good place to go, because a lot of that's inside our computers, and it's really broken down slide by slide or example by example.
Can't get away from our beautiful voices though.
No, you're stuck with that. But all right, you guys, other than that, like we say, subscribe. Hopefully that you can put some of these tactics to either your salesman job, or if you are an entrepreneur, just remember, you are a salesman. And if you can sell, like we say, if you can sell water to fish, you can sell your product to your customers.